Here we have the pull-up. Now, the pull-up is one of these exercises that is very intimidating to a lot of women, but this isn't a women's only workout. What I've just shown you is a workout that anybody can do anywhere, home or gym. Now this next exercise, the pull-up, Yulia is going to perform. She is quite good at it, but we're still going to use a little bit of assistance, I should say, assistance. So this is going to help take a little bit of weight off of Yulia's body weight and make the pull-up a little bit more manageable. Now, Yulia is going to show us how it's done. I'm going to help her. Well, Yulia doesn't need any help. Clearly she's done this before. Okay, so Yulia uses one knee, and whereas normally I would suggest both knees come in. Now, the proper spot for a pull-up is simply by placing a hand right underneath the ankle. And like this, when Yulia starts to tire, I can push upwards as she pushes downwards, propelling her up into a pull-up. Let's keep it going, and up. Good, we're gonna do 2 more, and up. Good, and 1 more, and up. Well done, all right. Perfect. There we go. So you can see it's a challenging movement, okay? Now, working on your range of motion, Yulia had about, I would say, more than half range of motion, just touching on 3/4. Now, this is fantastic. Now, I don't expect everyone to go into a dead hang. In fact, it's not always best to do the pull-up like that. So Yulia had about a half to 3/4 range of motion, which is fine to keep the tension in the biceps, fine to keep the lats activated, and as she pulled up, everything was working. So this is fantastic work. I'm very happy for you. And this is something that everybody can strive for. As you get more comfortable pulling yourself through the upper range of motion of the pull-up, you can progress into extending and working on the lower range of motion as well, until you're doing complete range of motion pull-ups. But don't be afraid that if you can just pull in the upwards portion of the movement, this is fine, all right? Pull-ups have to start somewhere, and the easiest place to start is up top, working that upper range of motion. This was fantastic, well done. And right here we have our HIT exercise selection, which is gonna be Supermans. So Yulia is gonna show us the HIT portion, again 30 seconds of Supermans, and I'll explain while she's doing them exactly what she is doing and why. All right, Yulia, you can go. The clock starts now. Up. Okay, perfect. Now, as Yulia is doing this, her entire back, shoulder, glutes, and hamstrings are firing. Now this doesn't look like much range of motion, and it's not. This is an awkward position for a lot of people, but this will activate muscles that seldomly get used, and definitely seldomly get used in this body positioning. Now when you take musculature and you put it through a range of motion that it's not used to, this is where you see results, and you help to balance your body. So there's no more neglect here in this back chain from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. You're activating muscles in a way that it's not used to being activated, and this is where you get the results. Another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Well done. All right, so there you have the HIT section. And here we have the bent row exercise. This is a fantastic exercise for overall back development as well as core strength. Yulia is going to show us a set of 10 repetitions, and with perfect form, I'm going to explain to you exactly what this is working. Yulia, let's have it. Show the world. Okay, so you start with an upright position, shoulders back, chest up. With the breath in, you sink down into her bent row position, and your abs are tight right now to keep your back in line. Very good. So as her spinal erectors are stabilizing her spine, she's rowing upwards, which is contracting the lats, contracting the scapula, which is activating the trap muscles as well. This is a complete back workout. Every muscle in your back is firing here. You're stretching the hamstrings and you're working your core strength. This is not an exercise that anyone should leave out of their workout routine. When it comes to back day, there needs to be a bent row at some point in your exercise program. Fantastic. All right, there we go, and you can set those down. Now we go to our HIT exercise, which is on all fours. We're doing glute kick-ups. I'll show you that in a minute. And here we have Yulia doing the bent leg abductions. What this is this activates the outer glute, which is a very much underused muscle in our body. So Yulia is going to show you how to do this exercise, and I'm going to walk you through it with some of the key points to making this exercise as effective as possible. Yulia. So as our HIT exercise, we're going to be performing this for 30 seconds. Perfect. So depending on your hip flexibility, yours might look a little bit different from this, but this is a fantastic exercise to develop the outer glutes and to give shape to your overall bottom. It's a fantastic exercise for men and women. It also opens up the inside of the hip, which is a very tight muscle. And so you can call this a corrective exercise or you can call this a toning exercise. Call it what you want, but this is an exercise that you should definitely add into your workout program. Very good. So as all HIT exercises in the T3 workouts, this will be performed for 30 seconds, which for most people at the regular tempo should be about 12 to 15 reps per side. That's for sure going to give you a good burn. When mixed with the bent row, this is an ideal combination of exercises that complement each other. Here we have the lunge with a row combination. This works the entire body. This is working the back muscles, the leg muscles, absolutely everything is activated, even the biceps and rear shoulders. So Yulia is going to show us 12 repetitions per side, and I'm going to walk you through this exercise and why it's so effective. All right, here we go. There we go. So I've asked Yulia to give me a 1 second hold at the back position. Even 2 seconds would be ideal. When you contract this musculature of the back and maintain that scapular retraction, this is when you activate the deep back muscles and you get the real results. So Yulia has great flexibility, able to maintain her upper body perpendicular to the ground as she cuts into a lunge. The knee is staying tracking true over the toes. This is fantastic positioning. Now our core has a lot of demand for activity right here because it's trying to pull us off center balance, and with this row we activate a lot of abdominal muscles and lower back as well. It's a challenging movement which requires all the aspects of having a good base, which is strength, flexibility, agility, and conditioning. There we go. So as the lunge goes down, the arm extends forward, and then you lock in that contraction. It's going to activate the entire musculature of the back. Of course, you're getting some bicep work done as well. This is a really challenging movement involving all the muscles from the neck down. Good breathing. You want to exhale always as you pull in and push upwards. We're going to do 2 more reps and just 1 more. And there you have the lunge row combination. Fantastic exercise. Here we have the HIT portion of this exercise, which is high knees. Essentially, this is running in place while lifting your knees up as high as possible, which fires the abdominals, gets the hip flexors going, and gets the heart rate way up there. So Yulia is going to show us 30 seconds of high knees. Get ready. That's right. So it is literally marching in place, running, jumping, dynamic, plyometrics. The heart rate is through the roof after this. Get those knees up. Always remember, your knees are going to try to fall, but get them up. Get them up. Good, good, good. Keep going. This is an extreme challenge for 30 seconds. Of course, everyone has a different tempo. Break. It's okay. Breathe. Do it again. Let's go. Another 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Now remember, you have to do this 3 separate times. Anyone who says the T3 exercise isn't going to get your heart rate, they've never done the T3 exercise before. That's clear. Well done, Yulia. Here we have the hamstring curl. Now this exercise can be done on a machine or it can be done at home with a Swiss ball. Today we're going to do it with the Swiss ball, and I will show you how this exercise can be extremely effective at developing the hamstring muscles with very minimal equipment. So Yulia is going to show us a set of 12 repetitions of the hamstring curl. Now this is a very large ball. This is a typical 65. Now it looks a little bit big for this exercise, but I can tell you the farther you raise off the ground, the more activation you will get. And it's a different angle than we're used to. So you know what? I actually recommend one day use the 45 centimeter ball. Use the smaller. And then bigger and different sizes vary your workout. It's very important to keep your body guessing. Now this arched bridge in Yulia's back is working the spinal erectors, and the entire hamstring group is working in an isolated contraction. Fantastic. Keep going. Perfect. Excellent. All right, so there you have the hamstring curl using the Swiss ball. This exercise could be done anywhere. And here we have the side plank with an added hip abduction. Now this is a very challenging movement. All right, if you can't handle this scissor movement, which is the hip abduction, then I just recommend you do the side plank. But since we are trying to get the most out of our hamstrings and butt today, this is a fantastic exercise to add if you can. And I highly recommend everyone strive to be able to do this in a couple weeks or a couple months, progress until this becomes an exercise that is comfortably added to your program. Yulia, you're going to show us the side plank with hip abduction. Here we go. Now at any point during this exercise, if you need to regain your balance, if you feel like you're falling, stop, slow down. There we go. always make sure that the quality of the reps is more important than just getting the reps done. Fantastic. We see extreme control here. Yulia's abdominal group is completely activated. The outside hip is working through abduction, which means bringing the leg through the center line of the body, away from the body. And this requires incredible strength and stability. Okay, one more, and then switch sides. Very good. Now Yulia is going to switch sides to complete the HIT 30 seconds, about 15 seconds each side. There we go. Now you don't think of this as an HIT exercise because typically HIT means done very, very quickly, but that's not completely true. HIT can also mean intensely, of course, high intensity, and this, believe me, is high intensity. Fantastic. This is a hugely challenging movement. Very good. We're going to do another 3 repetitions, which will make it exactly 15 seconds each side. All right, Yulia, done. Fantastic. High intensity. There's nothing easy about that. And here we have the stiff leg deadlift. Today we're going to be performing it with dumbbells. Now, there's not much difference between the resistance on a barbell or a dumbbell, but today we're just going to change it up for a variety. So Yulia is going to show us a flawless stiff leg deadlift. Okay, starting always upwards. There we go. So this is our first rep. Take a breath in and come down. Perfect. So you notice Yulia has a fantastic range of motion. She's keeping a slight bend in her knees, which is maintaining constant tension on the hamstring muscles. Her scapula is retracted. Very good. Which maintains the spinal posture in connection with the spinal erectors. So from top to bottom, her back is protected with this scapular retraction. This is a huge core movement. A lot of abdominals are involved. And of course, when we say core, we mean the whole belt, lower back and abs. This is one chain of muscles that need to be worked equally together. Beautiful deadlift. Now, the stiff leg deadlift activates a little bit more hamstrings dominantly than the standard deadlift. And today we are doing a glute, hip, and back exercise. So this completes all 3 at the same time. Very good. Fantastic. Well done. Here we have the side step up. This is a very traditional exercise that is usually used in cardio classes, but I will tell you that this exercise stimulates huge muscle recruitment for the gluteals, the hamstrings, and the quads as well. So Yulia is going to use this for the HIT portion of this exercise, 15 seconds each side. Yulia, when you're ready. Oh, clearly she's ready. Very good. Now, Yulia's particular style involves dynamically lifting that leg up past her abdomen, which is great. It fires a little bit more abdominals. You don't have to bring the knee up, but if you can, do it. Anytime you can activate the abdominals extra, I say go for it. There we go. Oh, keep it going. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and switch sides. All right, here we go again. Now, typically when I use a heart rate monitor to train my clients, sometimes I'll see their heart rate go from about 95 to 100 beats per minute after their RT exercise, and in the side step-ups, we can get it all the way up to 160, even 170, depending on the speed. Now, that's a good thing. Of course, we want that heart rate to fall quickly after so that we recover in time for the next RT portion of the exercise. Another 3, 2, and done. Well done. All right, working hard today.